I remember when I first started doing these rewinds back in 2021. It was honestly just a way to celebrate my early retirement, but also a good way to keep up with my travels. That's what made it start to become addicting. It's just every year I wanted to outdo myself over and over again. In 2022, I thought that would be it. Alaska, over 6 cruises, so many different countries, 20 different theme parks in the mountains, adults only cruise, I was doing everything. And then 2023 happened. 5 different continents in 1 year, over 20 different countries, a lot of cruises. Let's get to it.
I'm the best!
I started off the New Year's right, with my first time ever checking it out from a cruise ship. Then I randomly received some free tickets to my first ever wrestling match, so I was able to check out John Cena and Ronda Rousey. Pretty weird. Then a few days later, I also went to my first kite festival ever. But the best thing that really started this year off right was this amazing 8-day cruise in January on Odyssey of the Seas. Oh my god, this is still the best cruise ever. February was pretty dope too. I went to the Daytona 500, got to go to the St. Pete Indy Championship, got to ride Tron when it first launched for the team members. I even got to see SWV up close. Man. Then March rolled around. I got to see my guy Sean Kingston from the VIP section. I went and saw my first ballet performance. I also got to ride one of the best new rides at Busch Gardens. I even went to Ultra Music Festival. But something about April was just amazing. I went to Okeechobee Music Festival. I got to see my favorite band ever, Odessa, from the front row. I got to drive a NASCAR and ride with a NASCAR at the Daytona International Speedway. But my birthday's in May, and that's usually when I go all out. And go all out I did. I hosted my very first group cruise, y'all, and it was for freaking solos. Over 12 days, 7 countries. It was just fantastic. But that was just the first 12 days in May. As soon as I came back, I was able to ride the new stand-up ride at SeaWorld, Pipeline. And then after that, I received free VIP tickets to Sunset Music Festival. Tampa is the best. In June, I was invited to my first influencer event at Margaritaville. And then I went to Fun Spot Atlanta to try out the new RE Force One. That ride is phenomenal. July was cool. So I went and saw my first rocket launch at the Kennedy Space Center. And then for July the 4th, I got to hang out with Coasters and Travels, and we went to Busch Gardens to see the fireworks, ride some rides, and then I went to SeaWorld and did the same thing all over again. This month was ridiculous, in a good way. So I randomly decided to make a trip to Spokane, Washington, and ended up flying over a wildfire, and my videos made national news. Not only that, but I went to Idaho and checked out Silverwood, one of the best theme parks I've ever been to. And then when I came back home, I got to see one of my favorite movies in concert, Jurassic Park. Then after that, I also had a free trip over to Wild Adventures in Georgia, and also another trip over to St. Pete Fairgrounds. September is when I resumed my cruising, and I finally got to try out my first Carnival cruise over Labor Day. What an experience. But then when I came back home, Odessa was actually in town, in Tampa, so I went and saw Odessa twice. My favorite band ever, I saw them twice in 1 year. Then I tried out this event that led us into Halloween called the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy. It had great drinks, great shows, great performances, great atmosphere. It was just great all around. During the month of October, one of my best friends from high school came down, and I hadn't seen this guy since like 2014, so we went all out. We went to Busch Gardens, Howl-O-Scream, Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights, SeaWorld, parasailing, a speedboat through Tampa. It was so much fun. But oh my god, the month of November is why people call me Mr. Bucketlist. 1 plane, 1 cruise ship, 4 continents in 1 week. Let me break it down. North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Not to mention, this was the second cruise I hosted with my homegirl Allison. It was amazing. But that was just the start to my month of November. As soon as I came back, I was able to cruise on Celebrity's newest and biggest ship, the Ascent. And then finally for the month of December, after dealing with a fraudulent TA and losing my co-host, I was able to take the reins and host my own group cruise, the Mrbucketlist group cruise. And it's safe to say that that was the best group cruise ever. I hope you all enjoyed 2023 like I did, and I'll see you next year.